Okay, here we go. I already drew part of this out so that it would kind of shortcut some of our time. I like number one. Remember, it comes in an X, comma, Y. X, comma, Y. So you go to your X value first, then you go to your Y value, and where those 2 points or where those two lines cross, that's where you put your point. So where the X of 3 and the Y of 4 cross, that's where you put your dot. Then where X equals 5 and Y equals 3, you put your dot. So it says graph those 2 points, then draw the line for that. Of course, with the program, it automatically draws that line. Then it says find the slope graphically. Well, when you do this, what you do is you draw this little triangle. And remember this, graphically, slope is rise over run. That would be your y values over your x values, or your y direction over your x direction. Well, to get from this dot to this dot, from this one to this one, you went down one space. So that's -1. And to get from this dot to this dot, you went to the right 2 spaces. So your rise, you went down 1. Your run, you went to the right 2 spaces, which is positive. And that would be your slope. Now, there's a formula for this, which I typed out in order to save time. So your second y value minus, I got a typo, minus your first y value divided by your second x value minus your first x value. Notice, as an ordered pair, you put your first point, x comma y, and your second point, x comma y. So it kind of looks like this. So that's what your slope equals. So m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Rise is your y direction. Rise is your y direction. Run is your x direction. So x1, y1, x2 y2. Always label points in this way, and that way you can just plug and chug with your formula. So now your y2 is 6y minus your y1, which is 7y, your x2, which is 4x, minus your first x, which is 6x. Then you simplify. 6 minus 7 is -1. Keep the y. 4 minus 6 is -2. Keep the x. Negative divided by negative, choppas. So the only thing you can simplify here is the negative signs. Keep that as y over x. Do the same thing here. X1, y1, x2, y2, and that tells you that your m is 2. So y2, then there's a minus sign. Y1 is 1a or just a over x2, which is -5. Put a minus sign. Y1 or the x1, which is -3, minus a negative, cancel each other. 5 minus 1 is 4. Keep the a. 3 minus 5 is -2. And this cleans up into -2a. Now, I'm going to eliminate all of this middle, and that gives us 2 equals -2a. Divide by, remember, we have to divide because these are multiplied. Divide by the thing that's in front of a. So our a is -1. I like number 4. This setup is called standard form of a line. And when this happens, what you're going to do is set this up like this. Whoops. Hang on just a second. When it's the standard form of a line and it wants the x and the y intersect, do this. Because, and I love this, when x is 0, replace x with 0, choppa choppa. And then do the same thing with y. Choppa choppa. Remember, nuttin' times stuff is nuttin'. And then divide by the piece that's left. Now, on this one, your ordered pair, x is 0, y is 4. On this one, your y is 0, and it tells you that the x is 7. I like this problem. And if you understood that as you plug in 0 for x, you could have shortcutted this problem right here and just written this part of it. And just written, ignored this part, and wrote 4x equals 28. If you understood that this y goes away because 7 times 0 is 0. So if you grasp that shortcut, you'll save yourself some time. Now, this is not the most user-friendly problem in the world. I'm just going to tell you. All right. For number 5, yes, it's not hard. Number 6, that one's a little rougher. All right. Number 5, there's a beautiful, beautiful shortcut. So for part A, the first thing you got to do is find f of a, which is so easy. All I do is put a where x is. Now I work this whole thing. Okay? So f of x, so 5x minus 3, that's all of this. Then it says minus. So, minus. I'm going to put a minus here. So I'm going to change both signs here. Okay? So that becomes a minus 5a and a plus 3. Now this says over x minus a. Now, he who has 3 spent 3. That piece just disappeared. The next thing, I've got 5x and minus 5a left over. So I'm going to factor a 5 out front. I'm factoring or dividing 5 out front. That leaves x minus a from the top. And on the bottom I have x minus a. And we did this in chapter 3, by the way. Choppa, choppa. And that leaves us 5. What's in front of x? Yeah. So if this is in y equals mx plus b format, your answer for part A is M. How cool is that? And by the way, for your cheat sheet for test 1, you can put this in on your cheat sheet for test 1. Now, the first thing you do for part B is find f of x plus h. So all I did was, where x is, I put x plus h in this formula. Okay? Now distribute. Or as Austin said, spread the jelly to the toast. Now the next thing to do, and I need to do some erasing because okay, so I've got my f of x plus h. This says minus f of x. So that's my next piece. So minus f of x so